November 25th, you guys will need all the chemistry you can get. You guys will need all the luck you can get, and all the healthy players, and all the social media influence.
To be honest, we're not going to need it. We're not going to need it because...
Well, you definitely will.
How we need it when you guys have won no big team since the season began? Hey guys, welcome to episode 10 of the Scoreboard. Episode 10, that's a very, very huge number. When we started this, were you thinking that we're going to reach out to episode 10?
I knew we were going to reach out eventually, but I didn't believe it was going to be this quick. 10 weeks in, it's been a fun ride so far. Lots of ups and downs, but, it's part of the game.
That's what we expected, because once you get into this, you definitely expect ups and you definitely expect downs, but it's been more of the ups. So thank you guys very much for all the love and support. So it's very great. And obviously we'll keep on bringing you exceptional parlays, exceptional news and analysis. And obviously today we also began our small live shows pretty much. So we'll be more engaged with you guys. It wouldn't just be the one podcast. It will be more of reels and stuff on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts. So we'll be more engaged with you guys and then pretty much talk with you guys about our bets and stuff. Today, the first day of the Champions League was exceptional. So we gave our best bets. And how's the bets going?
We recorded on Tuesday. So Tuesday was a good day, obviously. I had Arsenal to keep a clean sheet, and I had guys asking me what kind of weird bet is that?
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Sometimes you just have to ride the ship. But if a team is keeping clean sheets, you might as well just bet on them to keep clean sheets,
Exactly.
So, it's really been fun. Particularly after the weekend we had last week, it was horrible, especially with the NFL. The NFL is the most sweaty sport you can actually bet on.
Yeah.
You have big favorites losing games to teams they should be winning. It was extremely surprising last weekend. So I'm glad the Champions League came over and,
bounce back.
Gave us a chance to bounce back. It was I've never seen a day like this. You had the Packers lose, you had the Lions lose. It was extremely horrible. But anyways, before we even proceed with the NFL, how was your Premier League weekend? I told you guys that Nottingham Forest, they were going to actually avoid a loss or avoid defeat to Manchester United, but that came to pass, 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
They almost won the game, if not of that spectacular goal
from Ahmad.
But Ahmad. So, I think United now, they've taken a short break from the win streak. Wasn't a loss, they actually drew against some of these desperate teams.
Yeah.
So that was still a very good performance by United and by Nottingham Forest. Do you have any specific thoughts on that game?
Yeah, so the first thing, Forest versus United, very good game. Sean Dyche, I think he just proved himself as a very good manager. And the unfortunate thing is the guy with the United strand that he plans to, shift his head after United win 5 games in a row.
Oh, he came to...
Yeah, I think it's going to be a long time. Bro, it's going to be a long, long time for that guy. So it's going to be very difficult because I don't see them going through this kind of stretch again where they had very good games. And obviously they were supposed to end it with Tottenham this weekend. But yeah, I think the game was a good game on both sides. I think Nottingham Forest, having the new coach Sean Dyche, I think he has instilled the mentality in them that go ahead and win this. So
yeah,
I think it was a good game. Ahmad's goal was wonderful, to be honest. But let's not look at this as a negative thing, to be honest, because United are doing well. 3 games, 3 wins, 1 draw, space of 4 games. That's good performance. So
yeah, we
hope they can ride it into the next one.
Yeah, and I lost the bet already. I had a bet against Elton that they're going to sack Amorim by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to stay to the end of the season. So that's a bet loss for me. I'm gonna send Elton's money in the form of 10 odd parlay.
You might as well,
So that's gonna be interesting. And then obviously the next game, Spurs against Chelsea. I looked at the history between those two teams, and Chelsea was always on top. So I kind of felt like, maybe Spurs with a new manager and some new key players would try to actually get a win. But they lost completely at home, 1-0 to your guys. And that game, I just confirmed that you guys own Spurs. So
yeah, we own Spurs. It was pretty much clear that if we needed a game to bounce back, I said it here, it's going to be Spurs versus Chelsea. 3-point lane, that's how we used to call them. John Obi here said it. 3-point lane, that's how we call the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Old stadium, new stadium, same result. Easy win. Kopama, no Kopama, same result. So it was something that I was so sure about it. I was playing the game, but I was just hearing the scores, came back and watched the full game, but it was so sure. It could have been more, to be honest. Gittins missed a good opportunity at the end. Joao Pedro did the same. But there were some very key things in that game. Very key players came out. Caicedo, what about that performance from Caicedo?
Yeah, one of the best midfielders in the league. One of the best, absolute best. So, I mean, that was a good sport. 1-0, that was really a close win, but a win is still a win.
The Spurs had like 3 shots in that game, do you know so? And another thing that we could pick up from the game is that the performance, like after the game, you could see Mickey Van de Ven and Jet Spence ignoring their coach. Do you actually see that, or what do you think about that?
I guess it's just part of the frustrations, like players get frustrated by, what they actually encounter in the game, and in addition to what the coach is telling them to do. Sometimes they get frustrated that, hey, you're telling me to do this thing, but it's actually not working.
It's some shit.
Do that. I don't have the space to do that.
It's some shit.
Or the communication is not really working the way we want it to. So I just think players get frustrated easily nowadays. Just like Vinicius Jr., they had a good win over the weekend. Tried to rest him for the weekend for the Champions League game, and he was yelling at Xabi Alonso. So, players nowadays, they become more emotional and they tend to shoot out, in the game. So, I mean, definitely good win by Chelsea, 1-0. Top, no, it was a good win. You guys are now, I think you guys are tied with Man City in the table right now.
I think Man City that was.
Man City actually tied with Liverpool, my bad.
Yeah.
So that was a good one. So I hope you guys keep up. You guys need to keep winning.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You need to keep winning because come November 25th, you guys have to have the most chemistry you can actually.
No, we'll get it back, and I think by then Cole Palmer will be back because he has been smiling and posting a lot. So
yeah, I mean he can do social media all he wants if he wants to become a social media influencer.
That's Lamine Yamal's work, but he just broke up with his girlfriend and tried to put it all over social media.
But anyways, here's the thing. November 25th, you guys will need all the chemistry you can get. You guys will need all the luck you can get, and all the healthy players, and all the social media influence.
To be honest, we're not going to need it. We're not going to need it because...
you definitely will.
How we need it when you guys have won no big team since the season began? PSG that buying is shitting on PSG.
Which team have you guys won this season?
Just trash Tottenham here.
You just trash Tottenham.
Is that
a big team?
Liverpool isn't a big team.
Liverpool is a big team, but they also lost to Crystal Palace.
But no. But we're beating a big team. You guys have no big name on your team sheet right now. You guys have no big team.
Look at Newcastle. You guys were talking all noise about.
No.
Newcastle days.
We all know that if we're calling the 5 or 10 big teams in Europe, we're not going to call Newcastle.
Don't worry about it, brother.
We're calling the 5 or 10 big teams in Europe.
You also have to know Chelsea is not a big team.
As a club world champion, it doesn't even make sense.
Of course, you guys just won your first trophy. So of course you would brag about it.
First trophy how?
That's your first Club World Cup.
What? No, that's our first that in fact that's the first year of the competition. It's the first year of the competition, the Club World Cup.
That's the first Club World Cup.
It's the first year of the competition. No, one in 2022 after one.
How many Club World Cups do you guys have?
We have 2.
You guys have 2?
Yeah, we have 2.
How many Champions Leagues do you guys have?
This
you were so quick to answer the first question.
But
anyways, let's move on. Villa versus Liverpool. I have a big apology to give to Liverpool. Listen. You also have to give me an apology for losing all those 4 games. Anyways.
Yeah.
So I guess we're square right now. Liverpool were losing games. I was betting on them to win games. And we're losing. I lost my bet. On Saturday or Sunday, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to fade Liverpool to get back some money. So I took Aston Villa to lose by just 1 goal. And Liverpool won by 2 goals. And I lost my bet.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, I actually was like, you know what, Liverpool? You guys got me, I got you, we're square now. And I actually had Liverpool to win Real Madrid, and they beat the Bricks. I mean, that was a clean sheet win over Madrid. So we're square now. Liverpool and I were in good hands. I'll be very, very careful when I'm betting Liverpool.
Yeah.
I need to consult with back here to understand how things are before I bet on Liverpool. I'm definitely in good terms now with Liverpool. What do you think about that game?
I mean, I think Liverpool is trying to bounce back, and like the game in the Champions League, first things first, if not of Courtois, it would have been like it would have been worse.
There would have been like 3-4-0.
Courtois always turns up against Liverpool, like Champions League final. Same thing here. He always turns up against Liverpool. So I mean, thanks to him, even though it would have been it would have been really, really funny. The only thing is that I've been saying this with Xabi Alonso, right? When he goes to go and play a big team away from home, he tries to slow down the game a lot and then score 1 goal and then just play around continuously. That doesn't work, man, to be honest. Even though he won like Barcelona, but it was because they were at home.
And we were not having our big guys to actually teach them lessons.
Exactly. The thing is that when they play against big teams away from home, they tend to play very sluggishly, and when you play sluggishly, and they are going to punish you.
Yeah, and it's not, they tend to play sluggishly for a long period of time.
A very long period of time.
Mbappe would just keep dropping into the midfield, and you have Liverpool's back four being very, very comfortable.
Extremely comfortable.
What are you going to do?
When you know that they're having pressure right now. Konate hasn't been playing very well. Van Dijk hasn't been playing very well. Robertson.
Yeah.
Same thing, man. Like, put pressure on them. They had no pressure on them. It was just very funny.
Yeah. Within the first 15 minutes of that game, I knew Madrid would not score.
Yeah. It was
tough.
Very lackluster.
No shot on goal for Vinicius Junior on back.
And talk about Conor Bradley. That boy has done something to Kylian Mbappe, and the same thing to Vinicius. Yeah. Like, put them in his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good sign from Liverpool. I like the way Florian Wirtz is also playing right now.
Yeah,
putting pressure. He almost gave an assist. Soboslai had to score.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the way they're building, and they just have to keep going, in that direction. Robertson is making things a little bit stable on the left hand side, and now Van Dijk is trying to keep things stable on his right hand side with Konate on his right, and obviously Conor Bradley on the right back position. So that's a good game from Liverpool. They play against Man City on Sunday, so now Man City had a very good win against Bournemouth, 3-1 win. They had almost 3 attacking players in the game, playing different positions. You had Phil Foden in, you had Ryan Cherky, and you had Bernardo Silva, who was playing a bit deeper. So where do you see Man City play? How was that game to you?
I mean, the game was good. The thing is that they played against Bournemouth, right? And this was a very funny thing. Bournemouth tried to keep an offside. Like, they tried to hold the high line. I don't know how you hold the high line against Man City when they have Erling Haaland. That guy is literally a robot. And he scored, and they actually did the robot celebration, the Peter Crouch and stuff like. In fact, not Peter Crouch, but the robot celebration.
Yeah.
Same thing, copy and paste. Ryan Cherky passes to Erling Haaland, he runs, scores. Ryan Cherky, Erling Haaland, he runs and he scores. But it's so clear that at this point in time, you cannot play a high line versus Man City when you're not dominating the ball 24/7. So it was very, very, very naive of them to think that they could play against the City side and then play with them a high line, thinking, what are you trying to do?
It's crazy. It's actually crazy. And the funny thing is that Haaland is not the player that goes offside that frequently.
Exactly.
He's always very accurate. He knows where he is. He knows when to make the runs. And you're playing.
He knows how to make the runs.
And you give him enough space to sprint past your defenders who can't even run. It was very bad.
He's very fast already. Then you're putting in the Etihad again. It was so stupid.
Yeah, Ryan Cherky just had to just play down over there.
He didn't give a super pass. He just headed the ball at one point in time, and Erling Haaland
that was it. Automatic.
So
yeah,
the thing was just very naive of them. I mean, it was good that they tried to make the game interesting because they went to Man City, try to play football and anything. But I think it was very, very naive of them to think that they could, stay in Man City's stay with Man City and then keep the high line against Man City. It was just very naive of them. And Haaland has had like 18 offsides in 100 games or something. That just tells you how he keeps on. Because as a striker, I'm expecting him to have like at least 1 or 2 offsides a game, but he has just 18 in about 100 games.
That's
a crazy stat.
They had guys like Mbappe who have
they had like 7 against Barcelona last season in one game.
That in one game. So it's actually crazy.
You can imagine that's a very, very
Yeah.
Guys, before we go ahead, please obviously thank you for the support, but please like, share, and subscribe, and new episodes every week as usual. But yeah, that was a very, very good game by Man City, to be honest. And I think they'll, we'll talk about the one versus Liverpool coming up. I mean, talk about your MLS games. You have been giving us some very good ones.
Yeah, I mean, I love the MLS. That's actually the American, equivalent of the NFL.
Yeah.
In such a way that you have multiple domestic teams playing. They are actually in the playoffs right now. And last weekend, I had Philadelphia Union to win a draw against Chicago Fire. They actually beat them 3-0. And then I also had San Diego FC to win a draw against Portland. Both games were actually road games, so I was trying to be conservative. And they all came in 2.3 odds. Was very, very easy to come by. No sweat. So that was a very, very good one. There are actually similar matchups this weekend. So along the line, I also have like 2 odds to give you guys on the MLS. But overall, that was a very good one. So after our Premier League weekend bets, obviously we're gonna talk about the NFL, and then obviously I'll give you guys what I think is gonna happen, this weekend when it comes to MLS playoffs. So I mean, the first game is gonna be Spurs against Man United this weekend. Spurs coming off that 1-0 loss against your team. Manchester United trying to find a win this weekend.
Fortunately, Spurs, I think they had a Champions League midweek victory, which is great. They won about, I think, 4-0 or something.
Yes.
With Mickey Van de Ven, I saw a goal. The goal he scored, he ran through the whole thing. Like, it was, I think the goal, it was Gary Bale scored versus Tottenham, where he ran from Gary Bale scored versus Inter Milan, where he was playing for Tottenham, ran from the left back till his
goal, yeah.
Exactly, similar goal. So I think they bounced back already there, but now coming to the Premier League, where very important one, Spurs versus Man United. It's going to be a very, very interesting game. Spurs at home. I think first of all, like they're scoring about 4 goals against Copenhagen. I think it's trying to give some information out that they want to stop this pragmatic approach, this funny approach of just playing, having 3 shots to game. I think they want to attack right now. And then also Man United starts the game very fast. This is something that we saw from Brentford, last season when the season starts, Buemo or someone is already in the box. Like last season, they scored like how many goals in the first minute?
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Exactly. That's the same thing that's happening right now because Man United scored early against Liverpool. They scored early. I think it was the previous game as well. They have always been scoring early. I think they're trying to against Liverpool. They scored. Was it Sunderland? Chelsea also
against Liverpool. They scored early.
Yeah, so I think it's something which has come in here where they're trying to do the same thing. So I'm really interested to see what happens between Man United versus Tottenham. How do you think this game is going to play?
It's actually funny if you think. I mean, Spurs are playing at home, and if that trend continues to happen and Manchester United scores first, then Spurs corners would be a good bet to actually bet on. But I actually think that Spurs have their defenders back, their centre backs are now back healthy. Mero is now back; he's going to be playing. Those 2 guys in the middle with Spencer at left back, I really think they can actually defend well. They're going to build on this midweek victory funnel, so I'm going to be betting on Spurs tie no bet, which means if they win the game, I'm going to win my bet, but if they draw, I get a refund.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be taking Spurs, draw no bet. I might sprinkle a little bit on the corners just because if Man United just finds a way, Man United tries to score from counter attacks and long balls. So I feel like they might defend a little bit deeper if Spurs tries to, break them down and score goals. So I might sprinkle that, but my best bet here is Spurs tie no bet against Manchester United.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good one to be honest. I mean, last week I was thinking about Spurs United winning Nottingham Forest. At the end of the day, it was a tie. But to be honest, I still think United will trouble Spurs. I think I don't think they'll take things lying down because we can say that all the big games United have played. From Arsenal was struggling. From Chelsea, they won us. Red card on
fair and square.
Red card on a red card. Liverpool, they won Liverpool. So against Tottenham, I think they relish these big games, Even though Tottenham sometimes they don't behave like a big team, to be honest. But I think United relishes big games, and I think it will be an interesting one, to be honest. So it will be all out. It will be all out, considering that they're in good form. Even though they drew a game, I think they're in good form. So I think it will be all out attack as well. So United will press a little bit. They'll press a little bit. But I think it's going to be an all-out game. No, it will not be pragmatic. People sitting back. I think it will be an all-out game for now.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a good point. It's going to be interesting to watch. But I do feel like Spurs have the advantage over United. I mean, they're a brand new team. Manchester United is a brand new team. This season, Spurs is also relatively new. But if there's a team that can actually win United, I think it's Spurs, just because of the personnel and how awkward they play sometimes.
And there's also a revenge, considering that they played in the Europa finals.
Exactly. And then they just lost to Chelsea over the weekend. You can't lose back-to-back games like this at home because next year you're going to have to go on the road to face these 2 teams again. So this is going to be a must-win game for Spurs. That's also one more reason why I'm taking them.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And that thing which we have been riding so far, Arsenal.
No, clean sheet. Again, I don't care.
Clean sheet FC.
Clean sheet FC. Arsenal. I mean, Sunderland, those guys are playing lights out.
Yeah.
They've scored in like 4 of the last 5 games. But obviously Arsenal they've kept 8 clean sheets in a row. I'm loving those guys. And I've been betting on Arsenal to keep clean sheets in like forever. So I really have no reason to stop.
Exactly.
If I lose this weekend, no problem. I've
made enough
I've
money out
been
of it.
winning. So it's just easy for me, guys.
If
Just easy.
it's not broken, don't fix it.
If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Arsenal clean sheet against Sunderland. Good night.
But yeah, there's also something here. Granit Xhaka is coming back to face Arsenal. In fact, he's not coming. Arsenal has come to face Granit Xhaka because they are playing at home. So I think this is a good one for Granit Xhaka, and he's presently the captain of Sunderland. So it is a big one for Granit Xhaka. So this will be an interesting game, to be honest. Like I said, I think Sunderland are very funny. They'll probably try to play long balls like this against Chelsea, long balls, and then throw-ins, and which I think Arsenal know how to defend that very well. So I easily see this going like a clean sheet for Sunderland, for Arsenal as well. Like it's gonna be long balls, it's gonna be long throw-ins and stuff like that from Mukele, but I really see Arsenal still keeping the clean sheet, man. Those guys are very good. Gabriel Saliba, Jurriën Timber, very, very good. So I still think it's gonna be that. You know, I don't think Sunderland has the defensive prowess to stop them from scoring. So I think Arsenal is gonna win this one. I think Arsenal clearly goes ahead and wins this one. Obviously, Gyökeres had an injury. I don't know if he's going to be back this weekend, but I think Arsenal still gets it. Saka, Eberechi is there, Trossard, Declan Rice. I think Arsenal gets this one.
They definitely have enough to win. And Sunderland actually like 4th or 5th in the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
So this is a game that they might actually park the bus to preserve 1 point because they believe in their hearts that they cannot win Arsenal.
They believe in their hearts.
They can't win Arsenal. So they might actually park the bus. So in addition to both to Arsenal keeping a clean sheet, I'm going to take Arsenal to cover the corner line props. It's probably going to be like 6 because they always cover it. But I'm still going to take it anyways because I feel like Arsenal can score up to 7 corner kicks in that game. But my best bet obviously is that clean sheet.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet on this. I might put it in a long shot parlay, but by default, I'm not always a fan of away games. When the big team is away from home, I'm not always a fan of away games. But as usual, when things change, like you need to ride the trend. So I might end up betting on Arsenal to win or keep a clean sheet as well. Because you need to get the trend. Because if they play 7, 8 matches and they keep a clean sheet in 8 and then you lose one, man, you have made enough money already.
Exactly.
So I might end up going with the trend. Arsenal to win to nil or something. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with that as well in the long shot parlay.
Awesome. Next game, your team, Chelsea, welcomes Wolverhampton to the Stamford Bridge. You guys are actually kind of familiar because you guys had the EFL Cup game against them that ended 4-3 victory for you guys. And then you guys played Brighton at home recently. You guys lost to Brighton 3-1 at home. You guys played Sunderland at home. You guys lost 2-1. And now you guys are actually going to play Wolverhampton at home. So that screams to me that you guys might not win the game. So I'm going to be taking Wolves plus 1.5 spread against Chelsea on Saturday. That's like 1.74. That's a lot of odds for me. So Wolves plus 1.5 spread. Easy.
Chelsea versus Wolves. This game, very clean. I think Chelsea get the win. Obviously, when we were playing against them in the EFL Cup, it ended up being 4-3, very dramatic at the end of the game. Keaton scored a wonderful goal, and I think he'll probably start this weekend, all things equal. But Chelsea versus Wolves, I think we'll beat the bricks. We will rob Wolves in mud. They pretty much have nothing, they have nothing going for them. They have won no game, and they will not win their first game against Chelsea. I mean, so things they don't add up. Like, even the gods of the sport
multiple times within the
last season gave them 6. I mean, I understand. Last season gave them 6-2. They had Cunha. Cunha has always been like a thorn in the flesh of Chelsea.
Those guys are desperate. I love desperate teams against Chelsea.
Okay, Desperado.
You guys will travel to Azerbaijan.
Desperate housewives.
Yes.
Just continue.
Travel to Azerbaijan over the week. How many hours? 10 hours or 8
about
hours?
12 hours or something.
Exactly. And then you guys are going to travel back to England. You guys have to recover.
We have 2 teams. We're playing Karabakh. We're going to play with Facundo Buenanote in that game.
Okay, good luck to you guys. But all I'm saying is Wolves are desperate. They haven't won a game yet. This is actually the moment to take that loss against Chelsea, that 4-3 loss, and be like, you know what? We scored 3 goals, but we conceded 4. Let's play defense and let's score goals against Chelsea. I'm going to be taking Wolves plus 1.5. That is going to be a bet that I love against your team, brother. I was like, I'm never going to bet 4 against Chelsea. I'm going against that right now because I love it.
I mean, for me, I'm gonna be getting I'm gonna bet on Chelsea for my spread, for my lock, my best bet. Not Chelsea win because I don't like to bet on Chelsea win, but I'm gonna be taking Chelsea shots 13.5. I think that line is so low. I'm gonna take that. I think on the long shot parlay, I know how to remove like a 10 or 11 odd from this game, so I'm gonna be putting that down here as well. Or on Instagram, you can follow us on the scoreboard as well. We're gonna be putting that there, but I think that's it. We're gonna get the win. Best bet there, Chelsea shot over 13.5. I think it's going to be very, very easy, very sweat free. So, yeah.
All right.
And now to the game of the weekend, the big game of the weekend. Obviously, it's not first and second anymore, but it's still a very big game. Manchester City face Liverpool. This one, very, very interesting. Both coming off good wins. Man City beating Bournemouth, Liverpool beating Aston Villa. Now, Manchester City versus Liverpool.
I used to be so excited for this fixture the last 2-3 years when it was Jurgen Klopp against Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
It was like gang press against,
tactical.
But now it's something else. It's like Man City is trying, Liverpool is trying to pick up chemistry, and it's still going to be a very exciting game because they have the personnel, they have the guys to actually play and make things happen and entertain us, but the excitement has actually reduced, over the last few years. I personally, I'm going to be the Undertaker. This season, right? Liverpool played Arsenal
1-0.
1-0. Liverpool played Real Madrid 1-0. Liverpool played Villa 2-0. Liverpool played Chelsea
2-1.
2-1. I'm going to be taking under 3 goals in this game. Under 3 goals is 2 odds. Under 3, 2 odds. So that's an Asian handicap. Under 3 goals. Simply because I don't feel like they're going to have up to 4 goals in this game.
Yeah.
I feel like Liverpool will try to defend very, very well in this game. They'll maintain the formation they had over the week against Real Madrid, Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, and Bradley, because Frimpong and the other guy, those guys are actually not fully healthy.
Yeah.
The same midfield. Man City will do the same. Man City will try to slow the game down, try to play possession, not be risky, try to break down Liverpool, cross a lot of corners with Doku, try to find Haaland. Liverpool will defend very well. So I'm going to be taking under 3 goals at 2 odds. I'm also going to be taking Man City to cover 5.5 corner kicks. Simply because I don't think they can easily score Liverpool in that game. Liverpool haven't lost to Man City within the last 4 times they met. So I'm actually going to be taking under 3 goals. That's my best bet. And then in the long shot, I'm going to be taking Man City over 5.5 corners. What do you have?
I think that's a very, very good bet. Like the Asian handicap, I think there's no way I'm not going to play that. That under 3 goals, I think that's a very, very good bet. When Man City was playing Bournemouth, once they scored the 3rd goal, once they scored in fact, 1 goal, for example, they were just sitting back behind. They didn't mind sitting back in their own half and then just absorbing the press and stuff like that.
Yes.
I think it's going to be the exact same thing. If they do score Liverpool at some point, I don't think they'll be pressing to score more.
Exactly.
And if Liverpool actually scores first,
they don't just sit back.
They'll just sit back. They are very pragmatic at this point in time. I don't think we have that exciting coach like Gengen Press. Liverpool go ahead and score 4 goals versus Man City. Or when Man City was scoring 5 goals, Sané scoring a 5th goal versus Liverpool. I don't think we have that from those 2 coaches. I think right now they are both in their shells, to be honest.
Yes.
Yep. I think that football where you have like attacking football completely is really diminishing, to be honest. The only team I can think about that does that is pushing continuously, like teams like probably Barcelona, maybe even
Bayern.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny, to be honest. So I don't really see that Asian handicap.
And you also have to consider the fatigue from midweek. Liverpool really went all out against Real Madrid. So Man City will go all out against Dortmund. That's actually a game where they'll get tired and they'll try to actually be some sort of conservative and manage your energy, manage your time. So I actually love that.
Yeah, I really love that bet as well.
No shots for you?
No, I'm not going to bet in shots. I might look at Man City corners and shots. It just depends. But by default, I don't want to touch that game just because if Man City scores first mistakenly or if they score, what happens is they just sit down.
They'll just chill. They'll just
chill. They'll not really be in a rush, like, bombard shots and stuff like that. So that's why I'm just, Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I probably play if I need to play something will be Liverpool on that shot.
Exactly.
There's no way I think Liverpool will. Even if Man City is winning 1-0, Liverpool don't have that capacity to like press a team like that. Because when Chelsea was winning Liverpool, they didn't have to 12 or 15 shots in the game. They were just passing left and right, left and right, left and right. So I think they're both scaredy cats, to be honest. So
yeah. Let me ask you a question. Right now, Man City, they have 19 points. Liverpool, they have 18 points. Arsenal sit on top at 25 points. Now, we understand Arsenal, those guys don't concede goals and they win games.
Yeah.
But if a miracle were to happen and Arsenal would drop points and choke again at the end of the season, which of these two teams do you think will have the upper hand in taking the number one position?
I think it's Man City. Liverpool, they're still having I don't think they have solved their problem yet. The fact that they won Villa isn't a team that I'll be excited about going to win Liverpool, just because Villa have lost their wingers, By default, last season they're very exciting. They had a couple of good wingers. Morgan Rogers was playing very well, but this season they've kind of lost their wingers. Malen is playing, but he's playing as a striker. Last time we had Rashford, that was pressing and stuff. So I don't think Villa was going to win Liverpool, to be honest. But right now, I don't think Liverpool have solved their issues. Man City have a team that I think Pep Guardiola's mindset has changed. He knows that Erling Haaland can score, so he's giving him the ball to score. So I don't think Man City is going to be winning 5-0, 0, 6-0, but I think they can get the job done. 1-0, 2-0, they're going to push it.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. Yeah. I think if this game comes out to be a win for either team, I think that team would actually finish first or second. Probably second because Arsenal might win the league, and I want Arsenal to win the league. Of course, I had them to win the league. Even when Liverpool had that 5-game win streak, I still like Arsenal will win the league. So that's gonna be an interesting game this Sunday, Man City against Liverpool. So yeah,
Arsenal. I mean, to be honest, initially I was like, when Saka gets an injury right now, Arsenal might not win the league. That's what we were saying last season. But to be honest, right now, Arsenal's team, the depth is crazy, man.
Yes, even the young stars are showing up.
Noni Madueke isn't available yet, but when he played, he was electric. Trossard is playing like a change man, and there's Eberechi Eze. That players, Odegaard is out, and they don't.
He's not missed.
That he's not missed at all. If he comes, he needs to be on the bench right now. Ethan Nwaneri is even playing. Max Doman is even on the bench as well. So like I think they have the depth. To be honest, like Arsenal has the depth, and it's really scary. I don't know exactly where the issue might come up from. Maybe a defender goes out, but they have Mosquera. And Mosquera hasn't been doing bad. All the games he's played, he has played pretty well. So it's becoming scary, guys. But what do you think? Do you think Arsenal wins this league very easily? Do you think they just glide through? Because it's becoming scary, man. Like
it's gonna be a cruise. It's really gonna be a cruise if things continue.
Yeah, who do you think will challenge them? I think if Chelsea gets a run of games and
please,
and they win Arsenal, because I think, to be honest, let me tell you the truth.
Don't get delusional right now. You were actually doing good.
I'm not saying Chelsea's gonna win the league. I just said I think Chelsea facing Arsenal at home. I think we have the highest opportunity to beat Arsenal. You
guys could not beat Sunderland, you could not beat Brighton at home, and you think you can beat Arsenal at home.
We have the history of being giant slayers.
Please, brother. Please.
But yeah, we can let that be.
Chelsea will not even finish. You guys are not even a top 3 team. You guys please.
Well.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, before we go to the crazy NFL, let's continue with our MLS playoffs.
Yeah.
MLS playoffs. On Friday, you have New York City traveling to Charlotte, North Carolina to play against Charlotte FC.
Yeah.
Now, these two teams, they've played like 3 times at least this season, and they haven't scored up to 3 goals. Those guys are ultra conservative. They're so scared of making attacks. It's like, you know what? Let's just go to penalties directly and find out who qualifies.
Yeah.
Now, this is game 3, and that's the final game of the actual season. If you lose, you go home. If the game ties, you go to penalties.
Yeah.
So I think the first game, New York City won 1-0. The second game, it was a 0-0 draw, and then Charlotte won on penalties. So you're going to game 3 when the first 2 games had a combined total of 1 goal.
Yeah.
So this is a no-brainer. Not because I'm actually writing the history, but obviously history contributes to the future. But from what I've seen, I don't think those guys can have 4 goals. It's impossible. They won't have 4 goals. So I'm taking under 3.5 goals between Charlotte FC and New York City FC. That's like a huge 1.5 odd. And then the next game, I'm going to be taking my Columbus Crew to actually win or draw against FC Cincinnati. I think the last game, the Crew beat those guys 4-0 at home. Now they're going to game 3. It's going to be a tough game, but I trust Columbus Crew more to get the job done. So Columbus Crew win or draw, that's 1.5 to odds. Combine these two legs, or you can choose one, whichever you like better in your parlay, but I'm going to be going with these two picks. It's about 2.5 odd combined. That's my MLS playoffs bet for this weekend. So let me know what you guys think. And, over to the NFL. Time for redemption. Time for redemption. I'm not going to lie to you.
The past 2 weeks.
I was watching the NFL last Sunday, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I was seeing Bryce Young and the Panthers
just playing
and just
they fooled the Packers like the last play of the game for them to get the to be in full field goal position. I saw a clip where he was telling Rico Dowda that hey, you're gonna
block that linebacker,
and then
it was a run.
It was crazy.
Jordan Love looked like me in the field. I could probably throw better than him.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Detroit Lions, who basically owned the Minnesota Vikings. Jahmyr Gibbs, who scored touchdowns and run over the defense, was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I had
David Montgomery, who you had on your fantasy team, fumbled the football.
Yeah.
Jared Goff could not even make a pass. He was rattled in the pocket. It was crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Who else lost? The Packers lost, the Lions lost, obviously the Cowboys lost.
Yeah, Cowboys is Aries. Now fumbles from Jake Ferguson and also Javonte Williams. Like
drop passes all over the place.
That's crazy.
So my Eagles, we didn't
four
even
downs.
play.
How many 4 downs did they win and they didn't do shit?
Yeah. My Eagles, we didn't even play and we won the bye week. It's actually crazy. So now it's time for redemption, Cedric. Tell me, what's your NFL best bet? I can go first. I'm going to go with Baltimore. Lamar Action Jackson.
Oh.
They blew out the Miami Dolphins on Thursday.
And he wasn't even fit for the first quarter. The first half, he wasn't even...
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Ravens to win this game easily. 10 days of rest, that's a long time for the Ravens. And they're having all the guys back. The defense is getting better. They don't give up big plays. They gave me 15 points in my NFL fantasy. I'm going to be taking the Ravens to win this game. And then I'm also going to be taking the Detroit Lions to beat the brakes off Washington. They can't stop me from catching passes and scoring touchdowns.
And their QB is gone.
Their QB is gone. And one thing about Detroit is that after a loss, they would make sure to put 50 points on you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be taking the Lions to have over 26.5 points on Sunday. Those two bets for me, 2.19 odds. What about you?
Yeah, for me, it's similar as well, but I'm going to be going with the Bills. The Bills, what they'll do to the Dolphins, like, it's going to be so clear. I had this very bet a while ago, and it was the same thing. They beat the brakes off them, So I think it's going to be the same thing here. I'm going for Bills minus 3.5. I think they take the win as easy as possible. And then the second bet is going to be Lions. Obviously, I'm going to be taking that spread of minus 3.5.
Okay.
But in the long shot, I'm going to take their complete spread of minus 9.5 as well. Because I think the goal and the to feed the Commanders so bad. It's going to be so bad, Considering that Commanders have injuries to JD5, Luke McCaffrey as well.
Oh, yeah.
That team is very depleted.
And Deebo Samuel is in the club.
Deebo Samuel is in the club after a loss. Like, bro, what I'm trying to say, that you guys have given up. I mean, they might as well tank, to be honest. They might as well tank and get a good pick in the draft, So, yeah, I think that's my best bet. Bills minus 3.5 and Lions minus 3.5. But guys, obviously, you tell us what you think is the best bet in the NFL. Oh, bets you want to hear us talk about,
Yeah.
Because obviously we have like good picks for most of the games, to be honest. But some of these things are extremely good picks which we have, Yeah.
Yeah. So just to recount, you have the Bills
minus 3.
You have that's not showing over my screen now.
Bills minus 3.5 for one, and the second one is Lions minus 3.5, which is about 2.1 something odd.
Yeah. And then for me, I have the Ravens money line. I have the Lions over 26.5 points. And then obviously for the Premier League, I have Spurs to win or draw against Manchester United. And then I also have both teams to score no between Arsenal. You know what? I'm going to change that to Chelsea. I'm going to take Chelsea to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm just joking. I'm not going to take your team to win. I had Wolves plus 1.5 spread in that game. But I'm going to be taking Spurs to win or draw against Manchester United, and I'm going to be taking both teams to score no between Arsenal and Sunderland.
Okay. For me, I'm going to be taking Chelsea versus Wolves. Chelsea over 13.5 shots. And I'm looking at Hoffenheim versus Leipzig over 2.5 goals. Hoffenheim has had more than 2 goals in the past 4 games. So, yeah, Chelsea over 13.5 shots. And then Hoffenheim versus Leipzig over 2.5 goals. That's what I'm going to be looking at. Over the course of the days, we might have a couple of things change, and we'll obviously update you via Instagram. But those are our best bets.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this weekend, in the NFL, only 4 teams are actually having the bye week. So there are multiple games that I'm going to be actually posting on Instagram. And even on Monday, my Philadelphia Eagles are playing on Monday. So I'm definitely going to have a bet on that game. I might actually have 100 odds. Maybe it's time to win 100 odds.
Exactly.
Because last year, I had 90 odds won between those 2 teams. Anyways, guys, follow us on Instagram at the scoreboard, and I would probably give like 100x parlay on that game. So yeah, let us know, guys, what your best bets are this weekend. You know, if you lost games last weekend, you definitely need to win this weekend. So let's go. See you guys next week.
Thank you very much. Take care.